So today we have a Dhamma talk. Today I'm going to speak about Pancasila and the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts are not killing, not stealing, not having sexual intercourse, not lying, or not taking alcohol or any other thing which makes our mind cloud and weak. So you can see when you practice these 5 precepts, we can have harmony in our family and we can experience harmony and happiness in our family. It is also contribution to the society, to the family, and to the country and to the world. When we are not killing, you are having understanding. You can understand the feeling of other people, other beings. As the Buddha said in Dhammapada, he said, Sabbe tasanti dandasa, sabbe bhayanti machuno, attanangopamam katva nahaneya nagathaye. Every living beings trembling of punishment. Every living beings afraid of punishment. Putting yourself in his place. When you're taking yourself as an example, how you feel when someone harms you, kills you, how you feel. Having this understanding that I will also suffer, I will also have problems and fear, I should not kill. This is also understanding. Even when we have this understanding, this nature of mind, then we can call ourselves as a human. As it is said in Pali, who have developed mind, who have potential to develop their mind, they are called human beings. Manasa ussatiti manusa. Manasa ussatiti manusa. So we have the potentiality to develop our mind. We can have more karuna, more metta. Metta is loving kindness. Karuna is compassion. When we have these qualities, we can be called ourselves as human. If we don't have these qualities or develop our mind with these qualities, we cannot call ourselves as human, although we are in the form of human body. So when we practice this Pancasila, or whoever practices this Pancasila, not killing, not stealing, not having sexual intercourse, not telling lie, not taking any kind of drugs or alcohol which makes our mind cloudy. So you can see in the family, whoever doing or breaking this precept, they are the main cause of unhappiness and creating difficulties in the family. You can face. If there is no one who's in your family who's breaking this precept, you might have seen in the society, a person who are coming with drinking in evening and making noise. When you are coming from your office while taking rest, you can hear shouting and, untimely he may shout, making sound, creating problems. Such person disturbing society also, society people. And with this cloudy mind, he can kill someone. So basically, when you are not breaking this precept, you are not making any crime. When you are not breaking this precept, which means you are contributing peacefulness to the society, to the country, to the world. And when we have these 5 precepts, then our mind will not remorse. When mind will not remorse, then we can have joy. Joy in our mind, Buddha said. We can have joy, peacefulness. And after having peacefulness, we can have good concentration, samadhi. we can have good samadhi, and we can have good, when we have good samadhi meditation, then we can have good, then we can see things as they are. Yatha Bhuta, which Buddha said in Dhammacakka Sutta. In many more suttas, he said, we can experience reality without caught into the illusions. So sila is the priority. We give priority to the silas first. So the 5 precepts are for lay people. It is not restricted only for the Buddhist. Everyone can practice these 5 precepts. So I will narrate a very short story about these 5 precepts. During the time of the Buddha, there was a monk called Pancasila Samadhaniya Thera. Pancasila Samadhaniya Thera. So this story is like that. He was born in Chandavatiya. That was the name of the city or village. And he was doing punya in many previous life to become Arya. So he was doing this punya according to his unwholesome action also. He was not an enlightened person. He was just as a common, just like us, a common man, a common person. During making this punya, he had committed some unwholesome action also. Due to this unwholesome action, he born during the time of Anumodasi Buddha. There were many Buddhas. Before our Buddha, there were 27 Buddha. Including our Buddha, there are 28 Buddhas. So Anumodasi Buddha is one of the Buddha in this 28 Buddhas list. So this man born in his period, but unfortunately, he was a poor fellow, very poor man. He even cannot eat by himself. His life was depending on others. If people provide some food, he can have that and he can survive. Having seen this danger in this human life, in this world, he thought to become a monk. But he could not become a monk. Later, he approached to the disciple of Anumodasi Buddha. His name was Nisava Thera. Having approached him, he undertaken this Pancasila. And he practiced it for a long time. I think the span of the period of life was very long. Span of life was very long. He practiced this Sila, Pancasila, almost 100,000 years. 100,000 years. The life of span was so long during those times. He protected this Pancasila. By the power of this Pancasila, he was roam in Devaloka and Manushaloka. So these lokas are not permanent as we can experience. We can see the people die, they reborn. We can see the people die and we are aging. According to the teachings of the Buddha, every beings in this samsara are subject to die, subject to reborn. If they become enlightened, arhat, they will not reborn again in this samsara. In 31 planes of existence, there are these 31 planes of existence. If you become enlightened being, so especially arahanta, you will not be born again in this world. So he practiced this Pancasila for 100,000 years. He was roaming to Manushaloka and Devataloka. He didn't go to the planes of suffering. You can say in animal world. He didn't reborn in animal world or below animal world. He was there only in Manusha Loka and Devata Loka. So he was roaming here and there in Manusha Loka and Deva Loka. When our Gautama Buddha arise, born in this samsara, this man also got opportunity to reborn in Manusha Loka again. And he born in Vaisali, in a royal family. And his parents were taking Pancasila by themselves. He could see them. When he saw that parents are taking Pancasila, he could remember his past life. He could remember his past life, and he saw that he also undertaking this Pancasila. So past life can be remembered, recall according to 3 ways. When you practice meditation systematically, and when you have Chitta Visuddhi along with the Sila, under a teacher, you can recall your past life. This is one way. Second way is, say you are visiting some places, or suddenly you recall your past life. Oh, you were there in your past life. All the story you can see very clearly. If you visit some place, you might be there in your previous life, but you are not remember normally. But you visit somewhere, suddenly those related to those that place, you can remember your past life. It comes automatically. This is the second way. And third way, when baby born, if they are in a good condition during birth and after birth. During birth also, it is said according to the Buddhism, in the mother womb also they can rejoice or they can suffer. They can experience their past life. If they are in good plans of existence, they can have good experience in mother womb. If they were in bad plans of existence, they will have like unpleasant experience. When they take birth, by birth, they can memorize, they can recall their past life. It is also possible. So in his case, Pancasila Bhante's case, he is not now a monk, but when he saw his parents were taking Pancasila, it is related to his past life. When he hears this Pancasila, he could recall his past life. And then he took this Pancasila himself. After taking this Pancasila, he sat and practiced Vipassana meditation. So what is this Vipassana meditation? In Vipassana meditation, we have to see 3 common characteristics. These are impermanence, dukkha, suffering, and non-self. Non-self. There is no Atma according to the teachings of the Buddha. And it is not just said by the Buddha. The people who are meditating Vipassana meditation, they can also experience themselves. It is not because it is said by the Buddha, it is so. No. You can also experience when you practice this Vipassana meditation by yourself. So this man, after taking Pancasila and he could recall his past life, he sat in meditation and practiced this Vipassana meditation, and he attained Arhantahood. He became fully enlightened being, Arhanta, perfected one, the disciples of the Buddha, Arhanta. Then he took this ordination and he uttered many gathas. Among them, there is one gatha which he appreciated this Pancasila. He said, Suchinnang me Panchasilang, I practice very well this Pancasila. Because of this Pancasila, I did not go to the Durgati. I never experienced suffering. He was roaming in this Devaloka and Manushaloka. So this is the a short story, background incident which happened during the time of the Buddha, and it is a life story of an Arhanta, enlightened being, and he emphasized on Pancasila. So when you practice this Pancasila, you can have good rebirths, good janmas. You can, until you haven't achieved enlightenment. And these Pancasila are supportive and foundation for meditation. As Buddha said, if you have this Pancasila, you can meditate easily because you don't have remorse. When you don't have remorse, you have joy. You have joy. You have peace. You have joy. You have rapture. Then you can meditate very easily. You can experience things as they are. When Buddha said, you can experience things as they are, which means vipassana. Which means vipassana. You can see impermanence, changing in the body, changing in the mind. You can also experience suffering. So when you experience suffering here, as Buddha said, then you will be, when you experience suffering, then you will not be caught into suffering, but you observe suffering. You will be remain in peace without involving your mind into the suffering. You can experience suffering, you can see suffering, but being a peaceful, at the stage of peacefulness, you can see this is suffering, this is non-self, this is impermanence, very clearly. So this is the advantage having Pancasila in our day-to-day life. These are the main cause for attaining enlightenment. If you have silas, then you can have good meditation. That is why Buddha said, Sila Visuddhi. He said first, Sila Visuddhi, purification of Sila. It is essential to attain enlightenment. We have to have this Pancasila. And it is this Pancasila for householders. For monks, there are more silas. For bhikkhus, there are even more silas for bhikkhus. So with this short Dhamma talk, I would like to conclude here. And I wish you all to enjoy this Dhamma. And I wish, may you all be free from dangers and accident. May you all enjoy peace of mind. And may you grow in the Dhamma. May you all be happy and peaceful. Sabbi thiyo vivajjantu, sabba rogo vinassatu, mate bhavatu vantarayo, sukhi dhigayuko bhava, bhavatu sabba mangalam, rakhantu sabba devata, sabba buddhanubhavena, sabba dhammanubhavena, Sabba sanghanubhavena sada sothi bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.